Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is a guide on the WorthIT recorder. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we're going to be going over the WorthIT recorder and its actual functions within the WorthIT add-on. Now WorthIT is, for many of you that know what WorthIT is, it actually calculates the average you get for a particular farm and then times that by the amount that it's worth on your particular realm. That being the case, it also provides you with the location, sell rates, and somewhat import the routes and waypoints. Aside from that, the function that we'll be going over today is My Farms, as it is a pretty nifty feature that does require just somewhat background knowledge in order to use and make your own custom farms for the add-on. Originally, this feature was not in the original version, and now that it has, it's worth doing a guide on, or could you say worth it? But aside from that, we can go into our recorder. All you have to do is go into your categories, so click on the dashboard and then go down to My Farms. This will display the My Farms panel, and with that, all you have to do is press the big recorder button. This will bring up a nice little recorder box in which you can actually use. Now, using this to record a farm is much like the old loot appraiser, so to speak, but made for the function of recording your said farm and then remembering it, so to speak. Now, at the moment, I have the farm from yesterday, which is the Lunarfall farm for the LFR. And we're going to press Shift and then click the button. This will reset the entire thing, and it will then reset it to wherever you are in the world. So at the moment, it says Dalaran, but if you were to do it somewhere else or reset it where you're actually going to be farming, it will then find the location for you, so you don't actually have to do it. So if I was to reset it now, it would say the Broken Isles, where we're in the Great Sea, because we're at the Broken Isles. And that being the case, all you have to do for this is, when you are ready to record your hours worth of farming, as any gold farmer knows, all you have to do is press start and then farm up whatever you're actually farming up. So for me, we're just going to fly down and we're going to pick some Starlight Rose, just pick some of that up and then keep going along with that. It's now going to record the item's value and total item value of what you're actually picking up. So if we carry this on for just a couple of little bits of snippets, we can then figure out how much gold we're actually going to make. Now, that being the case, it's up to 23 gold for us for just running around for literally 32 seconds in order to do that. We're going to press pause. You can pause any time and then resume the farm if you wanted to take a break between the actual farm. And if you are running a dungeon that requires a reset of the instances, we have a button for that. So it makes it easier when you're using the recorder. Instead of just going up to here and pressing reset all instances, you can just press the button and it will do it for you. Aside from once you've done your hours worth of farming, obviously we've done a partial of 34 seconds and we can then go into our editor. The editor actually holds everything that you've actually gathered. So we'll start at the top. The top part is where you're going to name it. So we'll just say random farm, and press OK. That is to save the actual name in order to My Farms, and at this moment in time, it will do that. It says a duration of 1 minute, as it will round it up to the nearest minute. So if it's at 34 seconds, it's going to say 1 minute. But with this, the minutes actually do matter, so to speak. So when you're actually using your minutes, if you are doing a partial farm, such as what I did the other day, which is the Dreamleaf farm that takes half an hour, if we actually then press save for this and just save the farm as it is, say we did half an hour of that farm, so just say 30 minutes worth, we can then go into My Farms and random farm will actually say 2,467 gold for that. It will not be accurate. So the thing you have to bear in mind when you're actually doing this is make sure that if you're doing a gathering profession or something like that, or any form of farm that you're actually doing, if it's a gathering profession, just do the full hour. It's so much easier on you for recording particular farms. And if you are doing a partial farm, so something that takes less than 60 minutes, all you have to do is, with the duration, you just change it to 60 minutes. This will tell you the initial gold for that, and it won't fudge with your numbers. So 60 minutes overall for whatever that is. So then if you did 10 minutes of the Vortex Pinnacle, just running in, destroying the bosses, and got the volatile air, just change it to 60 minutes, as it will fudge with your numbers. The next part is location. You can then set your location to change it if you would like when you're editing your farm, and that is just set current. So anywhere you actually are in the actual game, you can just press set current and it will set it to you. Now over here, and we're just going to go into add item. This blue box that highlights when you mouse over it is the drag and drop feature. So if I wanted to add something such as platinum ore, we could then click it. So as you were going to move it in your bag, you can then move it over and just click it in and it will add it to that list. And then you just change the value of how many you've actually gathered up. So we'll say 50. And then you can also edit your numbers that you actually got for your particular farm. So you could say 200, we got 200 of those. And with laystone, we'll say 300 and just press OK. Now, these numbers will then change and obviously it will affect the gold per hour. Now, with that being said, you can remove these. So if you do make a mess up and you've clicked something else, all you have to do is press hold shift and then click the remove button and it will remove it all. So platinum ore is now removed again. That being the case, down to raw gold farming for recording your farms, you can then edit it as you wish. So if you missed something halfway through, you can add it in at a later date. So we'll just say 5,000 gold extra for this farm, and we can then press save. Once you've pressed save, all you have to do then is go back into My Farms and it will actually calculate what you actually got for your random farm, which now says 7,330 gold. And if we actually close that back down again and got rid of the raw gold and then we press save again, it will come back up to random farm is 2,330 gold for the hour. And that is basically what you got. So yeah, it adds it up for you for those 60 minutes. So now the numbers do not change. So if I change that to 10 minutes and press save, it's going to fudge with our numbers a bit and say that the random farm's now worth 13,980 gold. If you're not sure, just go with 60 minutes for what you got for that particular farm once it has ended. Now with gathering professions, just do an hour. Now, that being the case, we're going to go on to the next section of the WorthIT recorder add-on, and that is the route. You can now add your own route to this. So when you're actually doing this, all you have to do is press the tab for route, and then you can import your own route. So if you have the route add-on with route import and export add-on also, you can then upload this and then open up the route add-on. If you're going to add a route, you could then press, I don't know, we're going to go with the Darkshore one, and you will see the export for that. All you have to do is then copy it and then paste it in to the WorthIT add-on. That means that you are able to import your own route into this. So when you've added it, it will say it's done. And if it's wrong, it will tell you that it's an invalid route that you've just added. And you will not need route add-on anymore. Once it's imported, you don't need to worry about this. You just go back to your recorder or well editor and press save once again, just to be on the safe side. I keep doing this so it works. And that being the case, once that's done, your route for random farm that we've just created now has a import routes feature. So when it comes to importing the route, all you have to do is press import and it will ask you for the import, and it will then reload the UI showing that route for Darkshore. Well, the one that we just added, which is the Darkshore one. And then all I have to do is then go all the way over to Darkshore, which is probably a bad choice, and it will show you the actual route on the screen for your farm. So that being the case, if you do lose your routes data, it's now saved within WorthIT, and you can then import this route. And that brings us on to the end of what the recorder actually can do. Is you bring up the farm that you want. So we're going to pick something else than random farm, and we're just going to go into my farms once again. This is going to be exporting and importing your farm. So we're going to grab the Dreamleaf, Herb and Inscription one that I did the other week, and we're just going to press edit. When you do edit, all you have to do is press the edit button, and it will bring it up in the recorder for you for editing. Move your way over to the far right, which is import and export, and you just press export for the add-on, and it will export all of that code, which you then can copy and share with your friends or anyone else that you are trying to share this with, so then they can import. Now, the same thing applies for this. If you wanted to import something, all you have to do is bring up the recorder once again, and then just go over to the add-on and just press Control V, paste the actual root in, and press the import button, and it will bring it up, and all you have to do is then press save once you want to import the actual farm that your friend or someone else has given you. That being the case, that is pretty much the recorder. The only other thing that I would say is how to delete your own My Farms. So say something doesn't become worth it anymore and you don't really want to track it. All I have to do is go over to the X button on my farm, so random farms now highlighted, and I hold my shift button and then press the X button to remove it from here, and it is now permanently deleted. So if I go back into my farms, it's no longer there. So that being the case, that is the quick guide to how to use the WorthIT recorder. And if you have any questions, feel free to jump on the Discord and ask me them as and when, if you do have some. Other than that, guys, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you tomorrow.